Hello and welcome back to the Coins Information HD channel, where we dive deep into the world of coins, currency, and hidden treasures. Today, we're going to talk about a coin that many people overlook, yet it has some very fascinating stories behind it. We're talking about the 2004 Washington quarter, minted at the Philadelphia Mint, which carries the P mint mark. At first glance, it might look like any ordinary quarter. But the truth is, some of these 2004 P quarters are worth more than just 25 cents. In fact, under the right conditions, certain examples have sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. So, in this video, we'll explore everything you need to know about the 2004 P Washington quarter, its origin, history, design, varieties, errors, grading, and what collectors are paying for them in 2025. So grab your coin jar, sit back, and get ready. You just might find that you've been sitting on a small fortune all along. Let's start with a little background. The Washington quarter has been a staple of American pocket change since 1932, when it was introduced to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. The original design was created by John Flanagan and featured a profile of George Washington on the obverse, which remains in use to this day, though with some modifications over the decades. Fast forward to 1999. The United States Mint launched a massive and unprecedented initiative called the 50 State Quarters Program. The goal was to honor each of the 50 states with a unique reverse design. Every year, 5 new quarters were released in the order the states joined the Union. The program was wildly successful, and it brought millions of people into the hobby of coin collecting. By the time 2004 rolled around, the State Quarters Program was in its 6th year. That year featured 5 states: Michigan, Florida, Texas, Iowa, and Wisconsin. Each coin maintained the Washington portrait on the obverse, while the reverse design changed based on the state being honored. The coins were struck at both the Denver and Philadelphia mints for circulation, as well as at the San Francisco Mint for proof and silver versions. Our focus today is specifically on the 2004 P quarters, those struck at the Philadelphia Mint. These coins carry the P mint mark, and while hundreds of millions were produced, not all were created equal. The obverse of the 2004 quarters, as in previous years, featured the familiar image of George Washington, facing left. His portrait is surrounded by the word liberty, the phrase, "In God We Trust," the year 2004, and the mint mark P, which is located just to the right of Washington's ponytail. Each of the 5 2004 quarters has a unique reverse that represents the individual state it honors. The Michigan quarter features the outline of the state and the Great Lakes system, symbolizing Michigan's identity as the Great Lakes state. The Florida quarter features a Spanish galleon, a space shuttle, and the Sabal palm, representing the state's exploration history, space industry, and tropical environment. The Texas quarter depicts the Lone Star, a lariat rope, and the shape of the state, showcasing Texas pride and its frontier heritage. The Iowa quarter features the famous painting, Arbor Day, by Grant Wood, depicting a teacher and her students planting a tree, symbolizing the state's commitment to education and conservation. The Wisconsin quarter features an agricultural theme with a cow, an ear of corn, and a wheel of cheese, celebrating the state's strong farming and dairy industries. Each of these designs holds significance to its respective state, and depending on the coin's condition and minting details, some can be quite valuable. Now let's talk about mintage. The Philadelphia Mint produced hundreds of millions of each of these quarters in 2004. These were struck for general circulation, meaning they were distributed to banks and used in everyday transactions. Because of this, most of the 2004 P quarters are quite common, and the vast majority are still only worth face value today. However, this only applies to circulated, average condition examples. As with any coin, the value begins to rise when the condition improves. Uncirculated examples, those that were never used in commerce and retained their original luster, are worth more to collectors. Even more valuable are high-grade specimens certified by reputable grading companies, but mintage numbers don't always tell the whole story. Some coins, even with high production totals, have become valuable due to rare die varieties, mint errors, and low population in high grades. And that's where the real treasure hunt begins. Let's now shift gears and talk about grading. When it comes to coin collecting, condition is everything. The value of a 2004 P quarter depends heavily on its state of preservation. Coins are graded on a 70-point scale, with 1 being barely recognizable and 70 representing a flawless, perfect coin. Most coins you find in circulation will fall somewhere in the 10 to 40 range, meaning they're circulated and show obvious signs of wear. These are typically worth only their face value. However, coins graded 60 and above are considered uncirculated. Within this range, coins in the mid-60s, such as MS 65 or MS 66, may command a premium from collectors, especially if they are in pristine condition with sharp strikes and minimal contact marks. Coins graded MS 67 or higher are much harder to find, and they are usually only discovered in original mint rolls or unsearched bags. These high-grade coins can fetch significantly higher prices, especially when they are submitted to professional grading services and receive top marks. While the average 2004 P state quarter might be common, there are certain factors that can increase rarity and collector demand. One key factor is die variety. This refers to minor differences in the dies used to strike the coins, which can produce variations that are noticeable under magnification. Collectors often seek out these varieties because they are unusual and rare. Another factor is mint errors. These include things like off-center strikes, double dies, die cracks, clipped planchets, and other abnormalities that occur during the minting process. Some of these errors can be very valuable depending on their severity and rarity. For example, a coin that is misaligned or struck on the wrong type of planchet can sell for many times its face value. In particular, collectors are always on the lookout for coins that combine rarity with high grade. A coin with a rare die variety or mint error that is also in excellent condition can be extremely valuable. Although the Denver minted Wisconsin quarter is famous for its extra leaf varieties, the Philadelphia mint also produced coins of value, though not as famous as the Denver variety. Some 2004 P state quarters have sold for impressive amounts when graded exceptionally high. For instance, coins graded MS 68 or better are very difficult to find and can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on the design and the rarity of that grade. Collectors looking to build registry sets are often willing to pay top dollar for these finest known examples. Even among common designs like Florida or Iowa, an MS 68 coin with a population of just a handful might command a price well beyond what you'd expect for a modern quarter. These top-graded coins often appear at auctions, where competitive bidding can drive prices to surprising heights. As of 2025, most 2004 P quarters in circulated condition are still worth only face value. If you find one in your pocket change, it's likely worth 25 cents. However, uncirculated coins in excellent condition can be worth anywhere from $1 to $10 depending on the state and overall demand. Coins graded MS 65 to MS 67 can sell for $10 to $50, depending on the population and eye appeal. Those graded MS 68 and above can bring in much more, especially for designs with low population reports in those grades. Error coins, especially those that are dramatic and clearly visible without magnification, can sell for anywhere between $50 and several $100s. The exact price depends on the severity of the error and its overall rarity. High-end collectors in 2025 continue to search for flawless examples of state quarters, and registry sets remain popular. This drives competition and increases the value of coins in top grades, making the 2004 P quarters a worthwhile series to examine if you're a serious collector or investor. So how do you know if your 2004 P quarter is worth more than face value? First, check the overall condition. Is the coin still shiny with little or no wear? Look for any unusual marks, doubling, or signs of misalignment. Use a magnifying glass or coin loupe to check for fine details. If you think the coin is uncirculated or contains an error, consider having it evaluated by a professional grading service. Certified coins with labels from trusted graders like PCGS or NGC can be sold for higher prices and are more attractive to buyers. You can also compare your coin to known high-grade examples online, and if you spot anything unusual, do some research to see if it matches known varieties or errors. If so, your coin could be worth far more than a quarter. In conclusion, while most 2004 P Washington state quarters are common and still worth just 25 cents, there are definitely hidden gems out there. Coins in exceptional condition, rare error coins, and high-grade certified examples can be worth significantly more, sometimes even hundreds or thousands of dollars. That if you enjoy coin hunting or simply want to know whether your change holds hidden value, keep an eye out for those high-grade quarters and strange-looking errors. You never know, a simple coin sitting in your pocket today could be tomorrow's prized collectible. Thanks for watching, and if you found this video helpful or interesting, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content just like this. Drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare coin or if you want us to cover another specific coin in a future video. Until next time, happy collecting and good luck hunting for treasures in your change.